Hello friends, today we are going to see the another diseases of rice. Bacterial blight of rice, which is caused by Xanthomonas oryzae, Pathover oryzae. Symptoms, the symptoms are categorized in two phases, that is Crisec phase. In that Crisec phase, the first symptom we can observe the results from early systemic infection. Second one, leaf rolling, dropping, yellowing and withering of tillers. Means we can observe on the plants after the infection of Xanthomonas oryzae. The curling and rolling of leaf can be occurred, and the curled leaf can drop prematurely. The next date of the affected tillers, it includes that necrosis. Then next symptom, that is margin blight. Water stroke translucent spots on margin and along with midrib. Elongated streaks with wavy margin becoming white yellow colored. Streaks coalesce, filling vascular bundles with bacteria. Means the streaks which are produced on the leaf, gradually they become larger one and adjacent streaks merge, and this term is called as coalition of the streaks. Next, the milky exudation from leaves. Always remember that whenever we study the bacterial diseases, there will be an exudation of bacterial ooze or gum-like structure from the infected plant portion. Grains discoloration with water-soaked spots. Etiology. This bacteria is having rod shape and occur singly or in pair. In case of flagellar arrangement, it consists of monotrichous, means single polar flagella is present on the bacterial cell. Bacteria is gram-negative in nature, aerobic and capsule former, no formation of spore. Infection. In case of these bacterial diseases, the primary source of infection is seed-borne inoculum carried by externally or internally. Secondary spread of infection by means of wind or water carried inoculum causing passive infection through stomata and hadathors or wounds. Always remember here, the bacteria and viruses require a natural or artificial openings on the plants to enter into the plant surface or plant body. See here, the Xanthomonas oryzae bacteria having the single polar flagella, that is thread-like structure, you can observe here on the cell body. Management practices. Always remember that if you are going to recommend any management practices for the particular disease, then you must begin or you must initiate or start from the cultural practices. That includes the use of resistant varieties. You can see here the different resistant varieties are mentioned. The balanced fertilizer application, split application of nitrogen fertilizer, reduce the disease spread by careful handling of seedling during transplanting, maintaining shallow water in nurseries, providing good drainage during severe flooding. Reduce the amount of inoculum through clean cultivation and drying the fallow fields. Remove collateral weeds host from bunds and channels. Use only disease-free seedlings. Apply N fertilizer, that is nitrogen fertilizers, in 3 split doses, that is 50% basal, 25% in tillering phase and 25% nitrogen in panicle initiation stage. So let me see the chemical control. Seed treatment with 0.1 gram streptocycline and 0.1 gram copper sulfate or 0.3 gram agromycin 100 and 0.1 gram copper oxychloride in 1 liter of water for 20 minutes. Foliar spray of 0.05 gram streptocycline and 0.05 gram copper sulfate. Next disease, sheath blight of rice, that is caused by Rhizoctonia solani. So let me see the symptoms. The symptoms are plants affected exhibit stunting and reduced tillering. Stunting means what? Complete stoppage of the growth of the plant. Their leaves become yellow or orange yellow, may also have rust colored spot. Discoloration begins from leaf tip and extends down to the blade or the lower leaf portion. Delayed flowering means it also affects the flowering, that is panicle small and not completely exerted. Most panicles sterile and partially filled grains. Let me see the etiology of rhizotonia. The fungus produces usually long cells of septate mycelium which are hyaline when young, and later on they become brown, yellowish brown in color. It produces large number of globosis sclerotia which are initially white, later turn to the brown or purple brown. Sclerotia consists of compact mass of mycelia. So here it is very important structure of the mycelial fruit, spore fruit, that is the sclerotia. It is nothing but the hard compact mass of the mycelium. If the mycelium or if the pathogen surviving from the adverse condition, then it can protect itself through this sclerotia. The infection, primary source of infection is that seed and soil borne inoculum. Secondary spread of infection, sclerotial bodies left in the field from previous crop and weeds, mycelium in the plant debris. Epidemiology, presence of sclerotia or infection bodies floating on the water, presence of the disease in the soil. And again here it is the fungal disease, that's why relative humidity is also important. It is 96 to 100%, temperature 28 to 30 degrees Celsius, high levels of nitrogen fertilizers, high seedling rate or closing plant spacing, frequent rain. This is the disease cycle. It starts from the sclerotia and enters to the plant, and again there will be a fungus colonization, and again it produce the sclerotia. Management practice, cultural practices, that is the moderately resistant varieties, avoid using infected seeds, apply moderate N levels, avoid excess nitrogen, skip final nitrogen in sheath blight infected fields, destroy stubbles and weeds, and check brown plant hopper population. Means what? Brown plant hopper may cause or may disseminate this disease from one plant to another plant or from one field to another field. So chemical control, 1 gram of carbendazim is recommended here, 2 gram of mancozeb. And next, seed treatment with carbendazim, that is 2 gram per kg of seeds. Spraying fungicide of 1 gram carbendazim, it is recommended. Next disease, that is false smut of rice caused by Ostilaginoid variants. Symptoms, only few grains in panicle are usually infected and the rest are normal. Individual rice grains transformed into a mass of yellow fruiting bodies. So here we should concentrate because this is the characteristic symptom of this disease. Instead of production of grains, there will be a production of fungal mass or fungal bodies. Growth of velvety spores that enclose floral parts. Immature spores slightly flattened, smooth, yellow and covered by a membrane. Growth of spores result to broken membranes. Mature spores orange and turn yellowish, green or greenish black. Etiology, vegetative mycelium, that is septate in nature, means cross walls are present in the mycelium. Asexual reproduction by conidia. Sexual reproduction by ascospores which are produced in peripheral perithecia of stroma. The stroma are produced as a result of germination of sclerotia. Infection, primary source of infection you can observe here, that is the seed borne inoculums, and secondary spread, that is plant debris, many grasses and wild rice. Epidemiology, low temperature, that is 20 degrees Celsius, high relative humidity, that is above 92%, moderate rainfall with intermittent clear and drizzling weather during flowering, more prevalent in season, favorable for good growth and high yield. Management practices, that is cultural, use of disease-free seeds, hot water treatment of seeds at 52 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes, removal and destruction of disease panicles in field, seed treatment with carbendazim. The next chemical control, 2 sprays of propiconazole, that is 25 EC at the rate 500 ml per hectare. It is recommended. Thank you.